about 90% of people that deposit into a sportsbook for the first time will lose their account. I've made over $10 million betting on sports. My name is Victor Madu, and I want to give you guys some insight into how you can do exactly what I've done over the last 4 years in the world of sports betting. First things first, managing my bankroll. So I don't treat sports betting like gambling or some form of entertainment. I treat it like I'm running an investment account. When you're running an investment account, the main things that you want to do is make sure your accounts are all balanced. You want to make sure that you have an exact tab, or you're keeping tabs or tracking the data on how much money is going in and how much money is coming out. What that looks like is maybe you have an Excel sheet that tracks all of your data and all your bets. Quite literally build your account from, let's say, $1,000 to maybe about $10,000, and you're easily able to scale if you are diligently tracking your data. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of my students, and I've taught over 1,000 students in the past, is that they tend to try to get rich overnight. They want to have that $1 million parlay, or AKA maybe like a lottery ticket. And in the world of sports betting, we call it like a YOLO ticket. YOLO meaning you only live once, and a lot of people try to live that way into the world of sports betting. Greed is probably the #1 killer when it comes down to me talking to my students about how they scale their accounts, or the reason why they can't scale their accounts to begin with. Everyone has the goal of wanting to make $1 million or retire their parents or be successful at whatever it is they do. And in this case, we're going to be talking about sports betting. But however, you're never going to get to your goals if you cannot focus on the things that are stopping you. And here's a list of things that are probably doing that. I lost over $700,000 betting on sports because I didn't know the 3 things that I'm about to tell you. #1, the most important thing is discipline. Discipline is one of the things that I lacked on my journey when it came down to betting on sports for the first time. What that looks like, or what that may look like, is you're chasing after the losses that you had. Let's say I bet on a game at 2 o'clock and I lose, and there's another game at 5 o'clock to maybe get my money back. Instead of figuring out why I lost, I'm more so worried about putting more money into the world of sports betting or into the sports book and trying to get my money back without maybe looking or studying the pick. And I'm just thinking with my emotions, and I'm blinded by the emotion of me losing the money. That eventually snowballs into you losing more and more and more money. You're essentially chasing your tail, and you're not gonna get into a position where you can find your footing and be able to turn the tide on your sports betting account. I've been there before, and I know you've been there before as well. There's been days where you lost and you tried to keep trying to get your money back, and you ended up losing more money than you lost initially. Discipline is probably the most important thing. But there's still 2 more things that you do need to know, and you're not gonna understand the last thing until you understand the first 3. Second thing that you need to know, greed is the #1 killer of your sports betting account. Being greedy and trying to get rich overnight, trying to hit that $1 million parlay, trying to add an extra leg to your parlay. And the reason why I'm laughing is because most people when they bet, they're betting in groups and they're communicating with other people. So you might have, let's say you're in a group chat with 5 of your boys from college, and y'all are trying to put together a parlay. Everyone is responsible for submitting maybe 1 leg or 1 outcome, and everyone is putting these outcomes together. And if you're in a group chat with 5 people in total, then there should only be 5 outcomes on your parlay. However, you are greedy. You went and you snuck 2 more outcomes onto your parlay just to beef up your result or your reward. One of those 2 outcomes was the reason why you lost. Everyone else won. So all the original 5 outcomes actually won, and they paid out. Now everyone around you is celebrating, and you are silently angry because you were greedy. That is probably the #1 problem that a lot of my students have early on, is because they're trying to get rich overnight. And like I said earlier, everyone wants to be able to take care of the people that they love. Everyone wants to be able to take care of the people that they care about. And if you are trying to do it in a way where it does not align with where you are mentally, physically, and emotionally, it's just gonna get you farther and farther away from those goals. So on top of having discipline and being able to manage your greed, the last thing that you need is patience. When it comes down to patience, there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for you to try to skip the line or try to find a shortcut. In the world of sports betting, they literally push upon you to try to hurry up and make as much money as you can with bonus bets and parlay boosters, and they try to encourage you to take the fast route, and they know that the fast route is literally a derailed train. It's like there's no tracks, there's no path, there's no guidance, there's no promise. There's no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow that they want you to follow. So you need to steer clear of things that seem like a shortcut. That includes anything that seems too good to be true in the world of sports betting. Patience is important because it'll help your discernment and your ability to realize which bets should be taken and which bets you should leave alone. You don't need to bet every single day. You don't need to bet more than you're willing to lose. Your stomach would hurt and you would not feel good if you lost that money. And lastly, you want to be in a mindset, in a situation where you understand that it's going to take time. People want to do everything overnight, and that is not the way to make money here in this industry. Most people would put $100, $200, $500 into their account or on a game, and if they lose it, they would think, oh, it's just $100, we'll try again tomorrow. And then they'll try to put it on a parlay to try to make 1,000, lose it, and tell themselves, oh, it's just $100, we're gonna try again tomorrow. And then if you zoom out and look at the grand scheme of things, you have lost over $20,000 over a 6-month period when your goal was to just make $5,000. So you've now lost 4 times the amount of your goal because you were only focusing on the micro dosage from day to day, betting 100, losing 100, and compounding those losses into a large amount of losses that you probably wouldn't be okay with if you were paying attention to how much you were losing. Lastly, you want to set up your account so you understand, once I reach a certain amount of money that I've gambled today, then I need to log out. I don't care what bet I see, I don't care what text message I get, I don't care who says anything about what game and gives me the advice to do so. Once I spend up to my bankroll management limit, there will be no more bets for me. Just like at the casino, when they're spinning the ball on the roulette table, and right when the ball's about to slow down, they say no more bets. If you try to bet after they say no more bets, they'll pick up your chip and they'll throw it right back at you. So you need to quite literally do the same thing. And I know it's harder when there's no one to hold you accountable, but you need to hold yourself accountable because this is a very dire situation. And like I said, everyone wants to be rich, successful, and wealthy. And the only way you're gonna do that in the world of sports betting is by following those 3 things. All right, so now that I've given you the 3 best tools for you to be one of the best sports bettors in the world, I want you to tell me some similarities between the next few gentlemen that I'm gonna name. So we have Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. The main similarities, besides them all being the greatest at what they do, which is playing the sport of basketball, is they all had coaches. So if you feel like you can do LeBron James numbers without a coach or without a team, then you're sadly mistaken, because the only reason he's able to do that, besides his freak of nature athlete and the ability to be better than everyone else almost naturally, is that he has a team around him and he has a coach to guide him. So if you want to take your skills to the next level, then it's literally mandatory that you have a coach and you're in the right environment with other students who are trying to get to where you are, and you guys can do everything together. Now you have people that teach people and offer the picks. So instead of you sitting at home and being in your office and doing things like this overnight, you can find people online based on their resume, based on the people that they've touched and their testimonials. You can find these people and they're called handicappers. So a handicapper is essentially someone who sells or provides their opinion on sports games, and they track their record publicly. So me personally, I'm one of the best handicappers in the world, according to myself. Not just according to myself, my clients also believe the same thing. I have taught over 1,000 students and I've serviced over 10,000 people when it comes down to my sports betting opinions over the last 4 years. I've had people buy their mom a house or put a down payment on a car or pay for their wedding or pay for their honeymoon, and the list goes on. People will literally reach out to me and say, Victor, honestly, you've changed my life. You've changed my perspective on the things that I didn't know I could accomplish without having this extra source of income where I'm able to make money without showing up to a workspace or a work site and without having to stay up late or wake up early and hurry up and drive to a place where I really don't want to be. And the beauty of it all is I can impact all of these people remotely. So you guys see I'm in my house, in my office, and I don't have to leave and I don't have to do any hand-to-hand product exchange. All I do is sit at home, come up with the bets, and I'm able to broadcast through my channel to 10,000 plus people at the click of a button. And I think that's what is going to really change your game when it comes down to actually being a profitable sports bettor. So besides the greed, the discipline, the patience, the last thing you need is the right person to lead you. And I always say mentorship in your environment will literally be the final result of how much you really want to get to where you are. I can tell you to be patient. I can tell you to not be greedy. And I can tell you to be responsible with your account. Make sure you're managing your bankroll. But if you need someone, like most people do, if you need someone to guide you step by step through all these processes process is, while you're applying the first 3 things that I mentioned, you do want to get a mentor. It doesn't have to be me. I'm not here to take your money. I'm saying that you want to get some sort of guidance that is external, that is besides you, because I can say, don't spend more than $100, and you just might not be able to comprehend not spending more than $100. You might not have it in you to have the discipline to not spend more than $100. But if you have someone who is literally watching you and you need that type of guidance, or you need that type of surveillance, then it is imperative. It is very, very, very important that you seek out a mentor who can help you get through point A to point B and navigate the world of sports betting. As predatory as it is, as much as they push it now, they want you to lose money, because otherwise they wouldn't be in business. That's the importance of being in the right environment. That's the importance of having a mentor who knows what they're doing and also has your best interests. I make my money from providing my service. I make money from using and applying my service to my own sports betting account. I also make money by providing a service to people who pay me a monthly fee. Those are the 3 ways that I would make money here. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to help you make money. So that's just me being transparent. That's me being open. I'm an open book. Mentorship is probably the most encompassing and grand factor when it comes down to these small sub factors that you do need to be a successful sports bettor. Again, my name is Victor Madu. You can follow and track all my bets, all my results on Go Sports Bets. That's on Instagram, and Go Sports Plays on X.com. If you are seeking a mentor, or you are looking for a community of like-minded individuals who are trying to become better sports bettors, then feel free to tap into our community. We are doing $1 for 7 days of access. So if you want to pull my card, if you want to figure out whether or not we know what we're doing, come check us out. Just cost you $1. I'll see you guys in the next video.